learn and we forget. And then we learn it again and we forget again. Isn't it frustrating? It's not your fault. It doesn't mean that we are stupid. It is actually part of the process. Today, I will be helping you out with understanding why through this whole idea or theory. I think it's from a guy named Ebbinghaus. I'm going to tell you about the Ebbinghaus Forgetting Curve. When I learned about it, it changed the game for me with fluency. If you want to actually change the mindset so that you can become more fluent and less frustrated with yourself, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I have to say, this is something that I learned from my Spanish teacher in high school, Señora Rivera. Thank you, Señora Rivera. You're probably not going to watch this. I'm so glad that I learned about it. What is this all about? Let's check it out. So you can see on the left-hand side, we have memory retention. Retention means it's connected to the word retain. Retain means to keep it there. It stays there. Memory retention talks about how much memory is in our mind. How much can we remember? When we first learn it, that's like 100%. We got it. We understand it. Good. Then it goes down, 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 down. By 3 days, this is just an average thing. After the 3 days passed, memory retention goes down to 60%. That means we just remember 60% of that thing. What happens if we learn it and after the first day, our memory retention is at 80%. We remember 80% of it. And then we learn it again. We review it. This is every time we review. We review it once. Now if we never review it again, what happens? Now we will remember 60%, not on day 3, until day 7. We not only doubled it. If we doubled it, it would be 6 days. No, it's more than double the time that we have forgotten it. Check this out. What do you notice? This is a really sharp decline. It goes down very fast, down to 3. Second time, it goes it's not as steep. Guess what? What if on day 3, you review it again? What happens? This line is becoming flatter and flatter, meaning it's not dropping as fast. Check this out. By day 6, you remember a little more than 80%. Check that out. This is the idea of Ebbinghaus Forgetting Curve. Every time we review something, we forget it less and less. How can we review? What can that look like? How can we actually put this into practice? Do you want a game plan? Do you want to know how to do this yourself? Let's check this out. Ways to lengthen the time that we remember what we learned. Because I'm pretty sure that we do not want to forget stuff that we put effort into learning once. The first thing is to keep listening to as much English as possible. When we learn words or phrases, we will eventually hear them and see them again. So when we are a beginner, that will happen faster. Because as a beginner, we learn words that are higher frequency. You might feel a little more frustrated if you are an intermediate. If you are an intermediate, it'll be less likely that you'll find that word again. It will take more time if that word is an intermediate word. You can help yourself if you do listen to topic-specific content. What am I trying to say here? Let's pretend one of the words that you learn is aggressive. What kind of topics might they use aggressive? If it were me, I would search up on YouTube aggressive ways to market yourself, or how to deal with an aggressive boss. Maybe some kind of thing like this on YouTube. Why? Why is that? Because in the video that I'm watching, they might use the word aggressive multiple times. So when I hear it again and again, that's this. You hear it again, aggressive. That's what it means. That's the context that I use it in. Got it. You forget it less. Later on, a few days later, you hear it again. That's if you keep up with the English listening. So you hear it again. There's that word, aggressive. Oh, I remember that word. I learned that word a few days ago. You forget less. Topic-specific content helps. If I wasn't sure about what I could search up, I might ask ChatGPT. I recently learned a word, and the word is aggressive. Now, I want to be able to hear the word multiple times. If I go on YouTube, I want to know what I could search up so that the video that I'm watching has a speaker who is using that word repetitively in their explanation. What do you think I could search up? I could get some results. Aggressive behavior explained. Signs of aggressive personality. Passive versus aggressive communication. If I search up those kinds of videos, I can get exposure to the word, meaning I can hear the word again and again. It will help me remember it more and how to use it. I also really love to introduce Youglish. On Youglish, you could search up the word. You'll see lots of videos where that word is being used. You could flip through it, you could listen to it, and you could follow along, replay it. Great little resource. What's another way we can forget less in English? When we're learning English, we're trying to be fluent. Write down sentences using the word. That's a classic way we used to do in school. We should bring it back. If you think that's too boring, how about you use it in a conversation, in a role play, in a voice audio, in a journal entry? Try it all. It doesn't need to take that long either. It could just be like 5 minutes in your day, or while you're brushing your teeth, or after you brush your teeth. We put the list of words or phrases on the lock screen of your phone. I actually used to do this. Looks like I don't have it anymore. What I did was I would have different sets of wallpapers so that I could flip through and set a certain one during the day. I could, whenever I open my phone, I'm just looking at my lock screen. I think I remember that word. Now I got a review. Quick, easy. What else? We could put the word on a sticky note and put it on the mirror, put it on our computer, put it on the door, something. What else could we do? We could write notes in a colored pen. I talked about this in another video. Get your colored pens, get some highlighter, do that. One of my other fun things that I love to do is draw pictures next to the vocabulary to represent that word. There are so many ways to review what we learn. I'm interested what kind of method you use so that you can remember what you learn more. I can expect maybe people use flashcards. I'm not a fan of flashcards. If you want to know why, let me know and I will make a video about it. That's it for today. I hope this helps. Honestly, this lets me have so much grace with myself because I don't feel frustrated because I forget things. It's not our fault. It's actually just the natural human brain. We can just review and lengthen the time that we forget each time. It'll be good. You got this. Keep learning, keep reviewing. It's okay if you need to see that word again 10 times. You will forget it less. Have faith in yourself. Your brain is working the way it should. It takes a ton of patience. Breathe and don't have harsh expectations on yourself. I think that's the key. I speak this with a lot of love because I got very frustrated with myself, particularly with Mandarin. We got this. If you have questions about any of that, let me know in the comments. I will see you in the next one. Speak on.